First story. Can anyone elaborate on why she may be like this by being afraid of losing friends and lying to me to protect them when she knows that what the person is doing is wrong? Fiancée has lied in order to protect friends who have sought to undermine our relationship and says she does so because she does not want to lose friends. So me, 40M, and this girl, 48F, have been seeing each other for a year and 2 months. We were engaged this past February and have planned on eloping due to COVID-19. In our relationship, we have run into a problem. Back at around March, she allowed me to access her account to help beef up her security on her social media accounts. Well, while I was on the social media account, a message came in from someone. I knew him, 23M, to be a friend of hers for a while. But when I saw the message he sent, I was a bit pissed off because he started asking to see naked pictures of her. I told her what I saw. She told me to go after him, and then I said fuck it. I went after him and called him out. However, my fiancé decided to backpedal and tell me not to when I had already done so. The dude proceeded to say that he doesn't have to leave her alone, and he was joking. However, I saw his next message declaring his love for her as well. I then told her to block him, that he is not a friend at all, and she then defended him, saying she didn't want to hurt his feelings. Meanwhile, I'm trying to figure out how in the fuck does some other asshole's feelings matter in a situation when he is not the one in a relationship with her. This event happened in April. Fast forward to about July. Some random guy, 28M, adds her. I didn't know he was, so I befriended him. Figured I could be nice. So I go to add the guy, and then later on, something in my gut did not sit well. I noticed the guy seemed to be a little off. So I asked her about him, and she said she had just added him. She told me that the guy was a bit weird. I asked her how, but she then changed her answer out of nowhere. That was when something did not sit right with me at all. Every now and then I would prod her to see if she would tell me anything. Instead, she would say to me the dude was innocent, except for one time where he supposedly asked for nudes. I thought that was strange, so I prodded a little more and asked if there was anything else that I needed to know, but then she got defensive. I told her that I wanted to know, that was all. That I was not insinuating anything with her in the slightest. She continued to be defensive. I then said that I don't trust this guy, and that I wanted her to stop talking to him, to which she said that if I was not comfortable that she would. She then began backpedaling, and my anxiety had enough and did something I regretted. I logged right into her account and read her messages with the guy. It turned out it was not a one-time occurrence. The guy was continuously going after her, telling her that her sending nudes and talking about how he wanted to have sex with her would not be her cheating. So I composed myself, called my fiancé via video chat. We spoke, and I gave her a chance to come clean. To which I said that I already knew and confessed my fault before her. She apologized for lying and told me her reason for doing so was that she did not want to lose a friend. She did block him though, and even acknowledged that it was clear the guy was up to no good. We then agreed to start talking about rebuilding our trust. She was willing to forgive me, and I forgave her as well. Now recently, there is another guy, 47M, her coworker. We are both recently friends with, and I set the boundaries with her. I told her that she would need to be forthright with me. That if he does do anything that would be in any way disrespectful of her or our relationship, to let me know. She told me she didn't think he flirtatious and just a pervy old man, that's all. She even allowed me to read the messages via screen share I didn't ask to read, and then I explained that he was flirtatious. Now it wasn't necessarily bad until I noticed that he suggested a three-way with her and another girl. That was when I stopped and said, hold up, what's this? She tells me, oh, he's just kidding, he's not serious, but looking at the context it appeared he was. I then tell her that he is interested in her, but she tells me she wouldn't have sex with him, that he is too old. I've already told her I don't trust him, and she understood. I told her if it happens again you need to tell me that I wouldn't get mad at her at all. She agreed to that as well. Now I wonder if she is either naive, desperate for attention, or if there is something she is not telling me. I do want to make this clear that I do love her, and I cherish her, and I still trust her. And I know that she does as well and gets the same way around other women when they make advances towards me, which I am open and transparent about when it happens. I know that where she is living right now is hard on her because her grandparents have been making her life difficult and making it difficult for her to have friends. I have told her I will not be that way and have no intention to. I have no problem with her talking to guys or having friends and, if anything, have gone out of my way to find her friends. Can anyone elaborate on why she may be like this by being afraid of losing friends and lying to me to protect them when she knows that what the person is doing is wrong? Yeah, I would not waste any more time with this girl. Absolute best case scenario, she is trying to keep a life raft. She may not be cheating, but if she gets that defensive about these guys, something is definitely up. My ex-fiancé was like this. I don't want to hurt his feelings. I'll just tell him to stop. We are just friends. My ex lied the attention, then was trying to keep a life raft, and that eventually led to actual cheating. This is not a woman you want to hitch your wagon to. Also, people said she told me she wouldn't sleep with the one guy because he was too sweet. Was that her go-to reason? Because I hoped that the first and foremost reason would be I won't sleep with him because I am in a relationship. Saying he's too old does not disqualify all the guys that aren't. She's also said that she wouldn't sleep with anyone but me. That is my fault for not adding that, but you're right, she shouldn't be that defensive. I suppose we can't know her side, but from what I have said, she is placing the feelings of someone else over her own. We have been together over a year, and are discussing marriage. That kind of behavior is building a foundation of sand for your future relationship. I am not saying our relationship is well and truly dead, but I am saying that it doesn't look good. If she is repeatedly disregarding my feelings in this way, then she is very unlikely to change. That is going to happen again and again, and probably in cases that don't involve other men. I want this relationship to work. I need to sit her down and have a very serious, very thorough talk about what is going on here. I need to be clear that I will not accept her putting the feelings of other men over our relationship. This is a difficult talk to navigate. I can't enforce her, and I can't monitor her communications. This kind of situation is horribly difficult, because I have to put my trust in someone that has shown they don't deserve it, and trust them not to do the wrong thing again. I can't even say, the next time I find out I didn't stop talking to someone that acted this way, I am done. That kind of ultimatum will just drive her to hide it more thoroughly, if it is still going on. I don't want to have this situation. More than feeling out whether I can trust her, examine ourselves, and find out if I even want to trust her after she consistently behaves that way. This kind of thing hurts, and it sucks, and I even hate myself. I need to talk to her. I think that when we meet up in person next time, I'm going to plan to bring this up. Thanks for understanding. I really wish I could say she willingly understands that I haven't been through something similar. Relationships require compromise, but not in everything. Sometimes, it is easy to fall into the trap of compromising on things that I shouldn't. My feelings are something that I can't compromise on. Can she empathize, and really do feel for me in this situation? 1 year update. We married on last year, before I found her affair with her coworker, 48M. Then we try reconciliation. After now seeing the reconciliation has failed, I'm pissed, and honestly I finally feel more sober than I've ever been. I had my D-Day on February 3rd this year. I caught my wife in a 3-week affair, because she didn't seem to understand that phones track you, and I caught with of it literally a few days into it. I kept pressuring her to tell me the truth, and she kept lying. Eventually it led February 3rd. She'd been having an affair for 3 weeks with a fucking coworker, telling him how she thinks our marriage is ending. And the fact of the matter is it wasn't even fucking ending. Originally I offered her grace and a chance for repentance. I now realize 100% that repentance was feigned and pointless. Originally we had agreed if either one of us had a divorce, we would tell that spouse's parents and any close friends who would be of help. She wouldn't budge on it after the affair, saying she doesn't want them to know. I made it clear that she had agreed to it and it wasn't up for discussion. So I told her parents and so on as to those who needed to know. Fact of the matter is she said she was willing for reconciliation at the time and was so sorry and never would do it again. But she also said at that time she didn't want to get rid of AP, because AP was a friend, to which I had made it clear that's not what fucking friends do. Eventually she goes no contact with them, because she agrees to me monitoring every single move, that she has to prove that she'll never do it again. Well, lo and behold, she gets a job somewhere else, and unlike the previous AP who was doing everything to be secretive, I am now 100% certain she has a new AP again. Originally I wasn't that suspicious, but I had enough suspicions that I was on guard. And then eventually out of nowhere, lo and behold, she's snapping the guy. He's calling her sexy and hot and so on. I asked her what's going on. She says, oh nothing, it was probably an accident. I now realize it wasn't a fucking accident. Honestly, quite frankly, it was interesting because she befriended a co-worker apparently that was a girl and said she wanted to stay the night there because she felt like I was giving her anxiety. But I have been doing everything in my power to be understanding and supportive, while at the same time being open to reconciliation myself. She said she was going to this friend's place, and guess where she goes? To the fucking guy's place she's been fucking snapping. I asked her if she made it to that friend's place. She didn't respond, and then when she told me she made it, I asked for a picture and didn't send a single fucking picture. If anything, I'm just saying this is a warning. Yes, it is possible for recovery and reconciliation, but 9 times out of 10, just assume they're going to fucking cheat again and leave. I am fed up with this goddamn bullshit. I informed our parents already today, and they are highly disappointed in her. Her whole family is, honestly, cause most of them were involved in it when it came to this affair coming out. And she has lied to each and every one of them, trying to paint it in a picture where she didn't really do anything. And from what it sounds like, her biological mother is about to cut her out. I don't know what her dad and stepmom will do. The only people who don't know this just yet are her grandparents. And honestly, for good reason, because they would probably let it slip that I know, cause I know they're going to want to confront her on this. Neither of them have spouses. One was a deadbeat dad, living on the bad side of town, and was a cook at a restaurant with no prospects whatsoever. This guy as of right now lives in the apartments next to downtown, does his business, which really, from what I can gather, doesn't really sell much out of his apartment at part-time while working at a staffing company and at Amazon. To me that just screams, I'm not really going anywhere either. So I find it funny she is choosing people that essentially are deadbeats. I'm already getting divorce process started. I have family members on her side that are actually helping me through every step in order to ensure that she does not end up with custody of my son Wyatt, cause, as far as I'm concerned, I can't say our son anymore. Not unless she has a massive change overnight and starts actually showing the fuck up. Until then, I decided last night, I'm already gray rocking her. I'm already going to go radio silent on her. I made sure I got my debit card back from her today, cause I realized she had it, because I don't want her spending a single dime of my money. She only makes $600 a month, and now she can figure out how she's going to live on $600 a month. Funny thing is, we have 2 cars, one with a loan on it, one without a loan. The one without a loan I bought outright in cash after the affair, just in case something like this happened. The other one was a loan on it, has both our names on it. So I will be transferring that loan over to her. I will be transferring that car over to her, and she can assume the payments for both the insurance and that car loan on $600 a month, and pay her own phone bill too. Like I said, unless she magically changes overnight and actually fucking proves she can tell the damn truth, I don't believe a goddamn thing she says. You would not believe how disgusted they honestly are with her. And honestly, that's a shame, because at the end of the day, her parents, her grandparents, all of her family, heck, any family for that matter, may have their problems, but honestly they have done nothing but show her love. So it's funny how she goes and tries to lie about what really happened and make pretend that all can be swept under a rug. Her biological mother has pretty much already said she'll start going no contact with her because honestly she doesn't trust her and has always felt like her daughter was triangulating her against other people and just saying things to get a rise out of her. Her dad and stepmom, though they still love her, it sounds like they are not going to allow her to have alone time with our son Wyatt, to where she could bring him around her AP. Her grandparents pretty much do not want her to even have a remote influence upon our son. So at this point it's very clear that her life is about to fall apart, but you know what, that's all her fault. So it's time she finally lies in the bed that she made. Don't get me wrong, I do pray for her repentance, I do pray that she will turn. But until then I'm holding out hope on that because she hasn't given me a single reason to believe otherwise. Her parents are livid with her honestly after everything I've told him today now and last night early this morning. Her biological mother is clearly going to be cutting her out for a long while. It sounds like her dad and stepmom are going to end up making it so that she has minimal contact with Wyatt and that she can only see Wyatt with either me for them involved, and not let her have any alone time with him. Her grandparents, it's starting to sound like they may end up letting her fall on her face now. And from the way it's going, I'm certain the elders at my church will probably end up excommunicating her. Let me clarify, she did come out about the affair and she was feigning repentance. That was only reason I offered reconciliation as an option. Because at the time, I will admit it, I thought she was being repentant, and now I am convinced she never was repentant, so trust me when I say I set my boundaries. And now that it is official that she has crossed them, I don't fucking care. Do I have dignity? Yes, I've been had it. Once I realized she was playing coy with me about what clearly is another affair happening, that's when I started watching her every move, and after last night, she showed her true colors as far as I'm concerned. And I'll admit it too, she showed her true colors even then. Update. Here's my update a couple months later. A couple months ago I came on here and gave y'all a rant about my situation where reconciliation had clearly failed. Essentially, wife ran off with another man, got herself caught, and from there I started making my moves that I had to make. I have since contacted a lawyer and had a separation agreement drawn up. She agreed to only having 10% custody and me having 90% custody. More importantly, she has refused any alimony and child support. During this time frame up until now, I've battled a lot with depression, and honestly at the time I was suicidal. However, thankfully I've been able to make it through. I have sought help from my primary care provider. I have also taken on doing meditation and breathing work, as well as making sure I'm hitting the gym, and got myself a better job making better pay, and I'm clearing $1,600 a month after bills. I have thrown myself into my religion, all the much more tying it off with the breathing work that I am doing in the meditation, which has helped me in leaps and bounds. The doctor has also prescribed me trazodone in order to help with the insomnia that I incurred, as well as to help counteract some of the depression. She ended up wanting the Honda Pilot, which had a loan on it, and I actually tried to be nice and give her my car, which I owned outright. She denied it and said she wanted the Honda Pilot. Well, oh and behold, she has no verifiable income because she's getting paid under the table and not even getting paid enough to afford a loan to begin with. Her boss, who she left me for, was talking about how he was going to cover the loan and everything, and lo and behold, he ain't covering anything. The separation agreement also says she's supposed to have the Honda Pilot, but because she can't afford it, my lawyer has okayed me selling it since she has agreed to it. The look of defeat on her face as I told her I'm not giving her my car was priceless. So now she has no verifiable income, no job really, and now no car. I'm sharing all of this to say that in the beginning I really thought I'm the one who had the L in one sense. But just in a span of 2 months, I've begun to realize I'm the one walking away with a big fat W. Her family has been more than helpful, with me watching my son for me while I go to work, taking him to his appointments, and her stepmom who works at the school he'll be going to for play school, as well as actually it being a private school he'll be attending there, so she'll be helping with that along with her father. Her grandparents have helped me in tremendous ways and watch Wyatt for me on occasion. Long story short, when they figured out that she was lying to them about where she was actually staying, they were irate with her. So now moving forward, my goal is to keep pushing on and be an amazing father for my son, because that's what he deserves. I do want to thank y'all for the encouragement that y'all gave me at the end of the day. She's still getting paid under the table. She even admitted to me when dropping the car off that she had no verifiable income. Oh, the divorce is definitely imminent as one. Obviously she isn't going to change at this point in time, unless some divine act happens. She's continuing down this path. Unfortunately, I have to wait a year and 1 day because the state I live in, you have to be legally separated for a year and 1 day, but that's fine by me. Personally, once everything is finalized, I am just going to let God have the vengeance. Or to put it in another way, what goes around comes around, so talk about karmic retribution. I would never beat my kid. And I have gotten the help I needed and have been doing amazing since, hence what I said in the post. I do agree it's sad that she is doing this, and unfortunately unless something happens that causes her to change, there's nothing I can do about her. But the benefit is I can be there for my son. I would never beat my kid. And I have gotten the help I needed and have been doing amazing since, hence what I said in the post. I do agree it's sad that she is doing this, and unfortunately unless something happens that causes her to change, there's nothing I can do about her. But the benefit is I can be there for my son.